Dr. José Luis Curbelo, Chairman and CEO of COFIDES. COFIDES is Spain's development finance institution with assets of more than 2 billion euros. Since its inception, it has invested in more than 90 countries around the world. Please join me in welcoming Dr. José Luis Curbelo. Thank you. Thank you.
Amigos, amigas, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great to be in Malaga, a city of light and enlightenment. I want to begin my speech by expressing my sincere appreciation to GSG and to SpainNAB for inviting COFIDES and me to participate in this edition of the Global Impact Summit. I extend my gratitude to Juan Bernal and José Luis Ríos de Muniain for the instrumental roles in making this happen and organizing this excellent meeting. Gracias to all of you. I want to share with you a couple of seminal convictions that I share with Richard Cohen, which I think probably are the thread that unites all of us in this heterogeneous community. One is the need to prioritize the integration of environmental, social, and governance factors into investment decisions, fostering transparency and accountability in the financial sector. Yesterday, in the session at the beginning of the meeting, at the end, we were talking about the triplet risk, return, impact. And second, the notion that capitalism can be a force for good when used responsibly and ethically, leveraging private capital to drive positive change in the world. Of course, as Martin Wolf said yesterday, all of us know that this is not always the case. And the price for this involution, I will say probably, is growing populism. Allow me to add that previously referred Cohen's principles are today at the core of COFIDES, day-to-day investment activities, and more exactly, they are at the core the 400 million euros Fondo de Impacto Social and Environmental Fund, or FEES, that has been recently approved by the government of Spain. I will talk with some detail about FEES in a few seconds as a part of my presentation. But before doing so, allow me to share some personal comments about the importance of our gathering. The relevance of the themes under discussion and the quality of the speakers and participants at the summits in Malaga are truly impressive. It is clear that everyone here is deeply committed to addressing difficult global challenges, and I am genuinely humbled about the collective expertise and dedication in this room, as well as by the main nuances and problematics to be considered should anyone to provide solutions to the growing social and environmental challenges our societies have ahead of us. I also realize the immense amount of work that you all and your institutions have already done and will continue to do in the years to come. The challenges we face today are of unprecedented scale and complexity, and they can't be solved by charities, philanthropies, traditional market forces and behaviors, or governments alone. Talking about governments, even those with good intentions, more often than not, have limited fiscal resources and bureaucratic and governance constraints, which hinder their ability to provide long-lasting solutions to severe challenges. That is why I firmly believe in the collaboration between the private sector, including philanthropy and the social economy, and the public sector to find solutions and mobilize resources. By blending our resources, risk tolerance, expertise, ingenuity, and creativity, and so on, we can work together to find sustainable solutions. A key side benefit of this collaboration is the leverage it creates, because when private funding is combined with public sector financing, it frees up valuable resources that can be directed toward the most complex challenges that may not be easily tackled by the private or the philanthropic sector alone. In any case, as we gather here in Malaga, we must remember that our mission extends beyond these walls. Out there, we must demonstrate the effectiveness and efficiency of investing our time and resources in institution building and capital mobilization. Our challenge is consolidating strong ecosystems based on transparency and trust and far away from impact washing. But allow me to concentrate, and I think that most people are willing to hear, is about FEES, the Social and Environmental Impact Fund that the government of Spain just created. FEES is a one-shot 400 million euros endowment by the Spanish government to promote impact investment in Spain. Impact investment is defined there is a transparency in which I have tried to summarize what I'm going to say with other words. So probably you can disconnect what I say and probably look at the transparency. First of all, we begin by the fact of definition. Impact investment is defined by FEES following the definitions of the Global Impact Investment Network, or GIN. One is investment that intentionally seek to address social and environmental challenges, that explicitly establish quantifiable and measurable impact targets, that search for financial return on capital at least equal to the principal invested. It means that, that whenever appropriate, financing can be concessional, and finally, that investments can be made in any asset class. From our point of view, impact investment applies innovative and tailor-made business tools to solve social and environmental problems and contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. In designing FEES, lessons have been learned from our other experiences, from UK, Portugal, France, etc. In Spain, this type of investments have been growing significantly in the recent years, thanks to public initiatives, but especially through private initiatives of various kinds. Thank you very much to all the actors that have been working along these lines whenever there were not many resources. Relevant data that had been provided here yesterday by José Luis Curbelo. In a nutshell, I will say that in 2021, this is the last data that I had, there were 39 impact investment vehicles in Spain with 2.4 billion euros under management. Of these, around 70% were managed by ethical and social banking, around 18% were managed by 15 private equity funds, around 10% were managed by foundations, and the remaining, around 4 or 5% of the total, were managed by insurance companies, pension funds, and other public institutions. Yesterday, José Luis was telling us about the growing rate of assets under management and how they are accelerating in the last few years. And for instance, he emphasized the idea that the amount of assets under management today is 5 times larger than they were in 2018. Probably today they are larger, even larger. Some characteristics of the FEES, I'm going to emphasize 5 characteristics. One, it is, as I said before, endowed with 400 million euros that are going to be managed by COFIDES. COFIDES was created in Spain originally as the Spanish DFI, but has been evolving all along the time. It was 35 years ago that was created. It's a public management company, although 47% of our equity belongs to the Banco Bilbao, Banco Santander, Bilbao, Vizcaya, Argentaria, Banco Santander, Banco Sabadell. It is specialized in management of state funds for different public purposes, from internationalization to social investing. It is an entity, I correct what it was said at the beginning, that if we combine what we directly manage and we advise, we manage around 6 billion euros. It has been the institution pioneer in Spain on ESG, responsible investment. Actually, we created our first ESG policy in 2021, And since then on, we have financed very significant projects. Many of you probably know the Fondo Uruma that was structured in collaboration with a Spanish Agency for International Development. That is a model project of blending finance and how you can leverage private resources using a relatively small amount of public resources of Spanish origin and European community origin. It is an institution accredited by the United Nations and the EU to manage their resources. And it has been proven all along the years that has been a very efficient institution with excellent financial record. FEES is funded by the Spanish budget and the Recovery and Transformation and Resilience Plan with resources from the European Union Next Generation mechanism. This implies three things. One is that FEES mostly will provide equity and loans, but not grants. Second, that investment must be deployed before mid-2026, unless this end date is prorogued or is delayed or is postponed. As you know, all the dates in the management of the European funds are always subject to possible postponement. And on the other hand, the amount deployed before that date, before the ending date, will be revolving. It means that we have to make good investments in order to recover the resources, because these resources will continue being an endowment for impact investment in Spain. Fourth, FEES will count with a small and dedicated technical assistance facility to complement reimbursable financing when needed. This facility will be used to strengthen some of the sector chronic weaknesses in terms of, for instance, measuring data, measuring and managing impact. On the other hand, managing the financial instruments themselves, strengthening them, intermediaries, and end beneficiaries. Fifth, the fifth characteristic that I want to emphasize, FEES will be deployed through the following instruments: equity participation in impact investment funds, including both equity and debt funds, with the objective of enable investment at all stages of maturity of social and environmental entrepreneurship projects, leveraging private sector resources at big scale. And second, we can invest, we can deploy our resources as direct co-investment through equity or debt instruments in pari passu term. Debt instruments, which may be also a concessional nature in duly justified cases, are also possible, so subject to the achievement of appropriate financial returns. In a nutshell, I will say that FEES seeks to address social and environmental neglected challenges, strengthen the social and environmental impact investment ecosystem in Spain, reinforce the consolidation of the so-called companies with a purpose according to the Spanish law, mobilize additional private resources to a sector that for various reasons is underserved and too often left out of the traditional financial circuits, and finally, to facilitate the design of new financial instruments adapted to the unique reality of the social economy, capable of, by rare risking, I always like to use the expression rare risking, because risks never disappear, so you don't dare risk, you rare risk, re-risking the position of all the participants in a financing structure. In the context of the Spanish public policies and strategically, FEES is a part and parcel of the overall public policy agenda of the Spanish government. First of all, it searches to reach sectors at the bottom of the pyramid by supporting bottom-up financial sustainable solutions to essential social and environmental problems. Second, it aims to reduce social inequalities and to guarantee a level playing field to vulnerable collectives of the Spanish society, in short, to promote the common good. FEES addresses two complementary dimensions. On the one hand, reinforce the social entrepreneurship ecosystem by focusing on new initiatives, including startups, and support the sector with a wide variety of financial instruments, from equity investments to loans, either through intermediaries or directly to purpose-driven companies, and not necessarily new companies and new innovative solutions. There is also those people that have been doing these things in the way they have been able to do the things during the last few years. Given the fact that the FEES is a part of the European strategy that is summarized in the Recovery and Resilience Facility, FEES investment must address challenges as green transition, digital transformation, smart, sustainable, and inclusive growth with strong SMEs, social and territorial cohesion, health, policies for the next generation, children and youth, such education and skills development, etc., etc. Summarizing, FEES represents not only the commitment of the Spanish government to strengthen the welfare state by reaching the bottom of the pyramid, but a significant step forward in addressing critical issues through creative partnerships and forward-thinking policies. It is a much-needed instrument that fills the gap in the current Spanish ecosystem for impact investment and will contribute to strengthening its different stakeholders. COFIDES, as manager of the fund, is fully committed to make this public initiative successful. And COFIDES is working hard on the preparation, and our expectation is that the fund will become fully operational at the end of this year or in the first quarter of 2024. In any case, we already are building a pipeline of potential investment operations to be financed, and I invite all of you interested in FEES to contact COFIDES colleagues to co-create proposals that could be eligible for financing as soon as the door is open to finance the operations. Thank you, all of you, for listening about FEES and COFIDES, and thanks for your dedication and commitment to the important causes that bind us, all of us together. Because I am convinced that together we can, and that we will make positive difference in the world. And something not less important, if you can, enjoy Andalusia and the Andalusian people. Gracias.